Steph. Yeah, we've come once back again. We're not going to waste much time over here, okay? We are just going to finish or wrap everything in a seconds. You come here, always I've been telling you, you share to your email, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, okay? So that we are all enlightened about the truth. Yeah, it's raining, but this message needs to come today. Happy Akweside in advance. Happy Akweside in advance. Tomorrow is Akweside, and as always I've been saying, Akweside is a day we use to honor our ancient forefathers or our ancestors who lived before us. In Akan we call it Nananum in Samanfo. We give honor to those who fought for us when we were coming from Egypt to Mali to Ghana, Akan or Cote d'Ivoire, Obrumankuma, Odumankuma, and Adapejan. They are our great ancestors and ancestors. So our Nananum Samanfo, we give honor to them. So tomorrow is a great day. We pour libations to honor our Nananum Samanfo, who are so called our great ancestors, forefathers who walked before us, before the DNA brought us to this generation as melanin being Abatum. Always, I've been telling my people, today too is a full moon. Today is full moon for February, for April. Sorry for me to say, today is full moon for April, 16th April. If you go to the numerology, 16 is 1 plus 6, giving you 7. 7 is the number of perfectness. If you buy a car and you are riding and you put your hand on the mirror or, okay, on the window, okay, or on the window of the car, let me put it that way. In Ghana, they say what 7. It means perfectness. Do you understand? 7 means perfectness. If you turn 7, the same as number 4. And 7 give us what? 4. No, 7 as number 4 is the same as what? The triangle, which will give us number 3, is deep. Today we are not focusing on that. So today is full moon. You get your candles, you get your incense, you pour your libation, you honor the moon, you give your request to the moon, or you send your affirmations, positive affirmations to the moon, which is the what? Bosome or Osrane. Bosom or me or Osrane. Do you understand? Sure. And after the full moon rituals, you can get your sea salt water, or you get a water, a half bucket full of water, then you add your salt to the salt to what? The water. You put it under the direction of the moon to absorb the what? The energy of the moon. At dawn time, then you cleanse yourself. As you are cleansing yourself, you affirm your words to Mother Nature, so that Mother Nature blesses you. Or when we talk about blessing, blessing is talking about what? Sprinkling of what? Blood. Sprinkling of blood. But I'm not talking about that sprinkling of blood. I'm talking about what? The informations which are going to be decoded to your DNA for you to focus on life. It will be decoded from the moon to your DNA straight. That is your Ka and Ba. That is the Ka Aba. Ka Aba, the Kaba. Okay? Okay. People used to tell me that I am a racist. Always when I come to the media, I've been saying the whites and their offsprings. The whites and their offsprings. Today, I want to take this notion, or I want to take this time to explain this notion to my people very well. I don't hate any human being who breathe air into what? The nostrils and what? Eat water, or eat from what? Food and drink water. I don't hate anyone. But the reason being that these people, so-called the whites and their offsprings, the reason is that they came for our ancestors or our forefathers, which in Akan we call them Nananum Samanfo, or our great Nananum, as prisoners of war, and send them to the Americas to go and work in the plantations for so-called Kolonko, these whites and their offsprings. They did not end there. They seduced some of what? Our ancient 4 grandparents, which are so-called our Nananum Melewa. That is our great-great-grandmothers. They seduce them. Okay? Even our great-great-grandfathers also, they cut some of their pennies, they cut their hands. Okay? They were brutalizing them. They send them to the lowest aspect of human nature. That is what I'm talking about. That is why always I've been saying the whites and their offsprings. And they continue to do to us as at now. If you go to the Americas at now, they are seducing some of what? The blacks. I heard about what? A shooting last week or this week. Six people were killed, which were blacks. This is still colonization, the era of colonization. But we can manipulate through the forefathers' energy by pouring libation and acceptance of what? The ancestors and their culture in your life. So today, we are going to learn about a great mystery that they've used the church, one of the colonizers tool, to control we the blacks. The greatest colonizers tool is the church. And the church originated from what? K-E-R-K, which is what? Kek. Kek, you can read about Kek. It's an ancient four-grand woman who eats, seduce men after sleeping with them, eat them, take their blood, eat their body as well. Through that, this Roman Empire now created what? The Christian Empire to come and conquer with the blacks. So they've put us in some holidays which are causing what? Trauma and problems in our lives. If you doesn't know the natural seasons within nature, you are lost. So they've told us that they are celebrating Easter. Easter. So yesterday was Good Friday, as assigned to the Roman Catholic what? God, who is so-called Jesus, whereby J never existed. And today is Saturday. I don't know how they call me. I left church years ago, so I've forgotten about that, their mysteries. But today I'm going to explain to you the reason why they celebrate this Easter deeply. Okay. If you look behind me, okay, you can see that life is green. Let me show you over here. Life is green. You can see. This is life. Okay. This is life. Life is green. Okay. This is life. You can see life. Okay, let's come back. We have 4 seasons in a year. Okay. So we have 4 seasons in a year. The 4 seasons that I'm talking about is talking about what? The 4 movements of what? The sun, which if we call it the cardinal point, it will be north, south, east, and west. Okay. And if we go to the biblical aspects too, it is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And when we come into the astrological system, okay, it's what? Autumn, winter, summer, and spring. So what I will let you do is, you can draw a circle. Draw a circle like this, okay? If you draw a circle, then horizontally, you divide it, then vertically too, you divide it. You get 4 corners, okay? I posted this one on my page. So you can go to my page and look out for that. I'm going deep into it. So you can go to my page, and I'm going deep into the 4 seasons in a year. Okay, I'm starting from winter solstice. On 21st December, in every year, not only this year, but in every year, on 21st December, the sun will go to the lowest hemisphere, which means on 21st December, the sun goes to the lowest hemisphere. It doesn't move. 22nd, 23rd, 24th. The sun spends what? 3 days on the 0th degree. It doesn't move. On 25th December, the sun now move 1 degree to the northern hemisphere. If we come into the astrological cycles, if you go to the ancient Egyptians, they call the sun Horus. Okay, the Greeks call it what? What? The Greeks call it what? What is the name? Bring your name. Okay, the ancient Egyptians call it what? Hiru. No, the ancient Egyptians call the sun Hiru. Okay, a representation of the sun was called by the ancient Egyptians as Heru. The Greeks and the Romans called the sun as what? Horus. You understand? The Indians called the sun what? Krishna. The Judaism, Hinduism, and all those stuffs. The Buddha that you see is the same as what? The sun. They represent the sun with what? A mythological name, so that what? They can follow the natural cycles in our year. So on 21st December, we have what? Winter solstice. When we talk about the winter solstice, because the sun goes to the what? The lowest hemisphere, whereby 21st, the sun doesn't move. There is no rainfall. All life ceases. All life goes what? Death. There is no life. Okay, so you can check my December videos. You can see that the background of my videos were always what? Dried. And even if you go to what? Americas or Canada or the Europe and Asia, in the winter solstice, you see that what? All life goes to what? Death. So we say what? The sun has gone to die. But this Romans changed this cosmology. So after 25th, when the sun arises 1 degree to the northern hemisphere, the sun continues its journey to the northern hemisphere. When we say the sun continues its journey to the northern hemisphere, when we come to the ancient Egyptian mythology, the sun was conquered by what? Darkness. Darkness was symbolized with what? Satan. And the sun was symbolized with what? Heru. Satan and Heru were brothers. So meaning darkness took over light, and they said what? Satan killed what? Heru, whereby darkness took over light. Do you understand? So after darkness took over light, now light was able to shine forth for the next day. So when Seth killed Heru, or let me say Usa gave birth to what? Heru. And Heru came to conquer what? Seth, who is sought Satan. So when the sun continues its journey to the what? Spring equinox from 21st December going to the 25th, ascending 1 degree to the northern hemisphere. It takes what? 3 months for the sun to cross over the equator. And the 3 months from December to March is what? 3-month intervals. That is January, February, March. This 3 months is 90 days. I'm not going to the calculations today. You can calculate the 90 days, giving you 360. 360 is 3 plus 6 plus 0, giving you the same as what? Number 9. Which is telling about what? The sun moving across what? The northern, the southern, the what? Eastern and western hemisphere. So on 21st March, in our astrological system, the sun now crosses over the equator. This, okay, the horizontal line. If you draw the horizontal line, you represent the east with what? Spring, the west with autumn, the north with what? Summer, then the south with winter. Do you understand? So on spring equinox is 21st March. That is where the sun crosses over the equator. When the sun crosses over the equator, in the Greeks and the Romans mythology, they call it what? The crossover. And in the Christian mythology, they call it what? The Easter. The reason why the Romans and the Greeks call it crossover, because the sun crosses over the equator, moving what? Its journey to the northern hemisphere, giving us life. Okay? And the Eastern or the Easter was what? Also obtained from what? Before we celebrate what? The spring equinox, there is a rising of what? A Sirius star, which is the feminine star constellation called Sapadat in ancient Egypt. Sapadat is called Busum Efi in Akan. That means what? The arising of what? The biggest star from the east. When the ancient Egyptians see the biggest star arising from the east, they now what? Pour libation to usher the sun arising from the east. Meaning, there is going to be life. Life went to death at winter solstice. And on spring equinox now, Mother Nature or Mother Heavens now springs what? Water onto Mother Earth, giving us what? Life like this. Green. You can see green. On spring equinox, Mother Nature, which is the sky goddess, now feeds what? Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Asasi ya, asasi efua, usaset, nebet tep, hep tepet, and usaset, nebet het. They are asasi ya and asasi efua. Do you understand? Then they give us what? Life. Then we eat from life. So on spring equinox, we said the sun has crossed over what? The equator and is going to give us what? Life. And all life is going to be what? Great. So, spring equinox is not any Jesus who has been killed and he has resurrected and they are celebrating his what? Let me say his holidays. After spring equinox, after 21st March, the sun continued to climax its journey to 21st June, whereby we have summer solstice. Summer solstice. Then on 21st June, after summer solstice, the sun now what? Climax its journey lowest to the lowest hemisphere. We have what? Autumn equinox. That is on 21st September to 23rd September. Then afterwards, it takes 3 months again, then to December 21st. So if you look, or if you correspond life to this, they were telling us that Jesus, before the betrayal of Jesus, the Last Supper, Jesus was eating with the what? Disciples. And the disciples were grouped into 12, or there were 12 disciples around Jesus. But they were grouped into 3. Okay? They were what? Grouped into 3 with what? 4 what? Groups. The 3 that the disciples were grouped into represent the 3 months, okay, in the year. Or if you draw what? The 0, the 3 months. Okay, after every season, we have 3 months to another season. After every season, we have 3 months to another season. That represents Jesus being in the middle and the disciples being grouped into 3 in 4 groups. Okay? It is not any Jesus who came to save you, but indirectly, it is the Son fulfilling the energy or the astrological what? Deity cycles being assigned by Nana Nyamiwa, Nana Nyami. So if you come into the account cosmology, we have 7 days of the week. And the 7 days of the week corresponds to the 7 deities that rule nature. And the 7 deities that rule nature now manipulate their lives through the Sun, the S-U-N. So the Son of God, the S-O-N, who is the Son of God, is the S-U-N. The Son, the S-U-N, is the Son of the, is the Son, that is the S-O-N, of the great supreme being. When I talk about the great supreme being, I'm talking about the forces or the force that combines its energy to create this primordial what? Nature or nature. That is the what? The great supreme being. So the other day I posted this on my page, Facebook page, and I'm going to explain it very fast so that we go. Then I'll give salutations to some people who are celebrating their birthdays and some people who have lost their people too as well. The sun crown, the sun's crown. Every day when the sun appears from the east, when you look at the sun, it has what? A corona. The corona represents what? The sun crown. That is why in Africa, when we institute every king, we put a crown on what? The head. The reason being that when Jesus was also crucified, they said they put a crown of thorns on the head of Jesus. The crown of thorns that they put on the head of Jesus represents the sun arising every morning with what? The corona. And it also symbolizes ancient Egyptian kings wearing their crowns. Okay? The sun turns water into wine. When we go into the winter solstice, life goes into death. But after what? Spring equinox, we have life. The sun at spring equinox, the energy or the vaporized water during winter solstice, which has been what? Absorbed by what? Mother Nut, now condenses to feed Mother Earth, to give us what? Life again. And the life that we get, we ferment them to get wine from it. That is why they told you that Jesus turned water into wine when Jesus went to the feast, and there was what? Water, and the water, or they were feeding the people, and the wine got finished. Jesus told them to bring water, and Jesus changed the water into wine. The water that Jesus changed into wine represents what? Winter solstice. When all life goes into death in winter solstice, during December, when everything goes to life, the sun shines and evaporation, condensation, transpiration, dehydration from human beings and animals now enters the sky goddess, Mother Nut. Mother Nut condenses or what? Formulates water with this what? Energy. And spring equinox, we have what? Energy of the sun and the moon and the water combined together, giving us life. When water falls on Mother Earth, the plants, that is the oranges, the fruits, the vegetables, they are able to utilize the energy of the water. Now, the water is embedded as their food or their fruits. Then we eat from them. Some of us also ferment them. When we ferment them, we get what? Wine. That is why they told you Jesus turned water into wine. It's talking about winter solstice and what? Spring equinox, whereby we get what? Life again, to get our vegetations, our vegetables and everything to manufacture or to move on life processes. Okay. The sun is our savior. The reason being that the sun is our savior, it's not Jesus who is our savior, but indirectly it's the SUN who is our savior, because our ancient Egyptians, our ancestors and our ancestors, the forefathers of this nature, they told us that after 6 o'clock p.m., the sun goes to the underworld. The sun travels within what? The underworld with what? The enemies of what? The dark, who is so-called Satan. Okay? And in every morning, the sun is what? Reborn. So the sun is our savior. Every morning, there is new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Thy faithfulness is not Jesus, but the great, which is thy faithfulness in every morning, is the sun. That is why we say the sun is our savior. Okay? We are continuing. The sun walks on water. Every morning, when the sun arises as our savior, because we are living in primordial waters, it's waters above, waters below. If you read Genesis chapter 1, the creation story, and God divided the waters above and the waters below. Psalm 24, verse 1 and 2, the earth is laid on the floods. Psalm 104, verse 5, the earth is laid on its foundations so that it should not be removed forever in the floods. Okay, so it is telling that it's waters above, waters below. Okay, every morning, if you are close to the sea or any lake or any river source, when the sun arises, go near to the river source. You see that the sun shines on the water. That is why it is an allegory. They told you Jesus walks on water. Indirectly, it is not Jesus. It is the SUN, the sun, that walks on water every morning. That is 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. when the sun is setting at west. When you are close to the river source or any water source, you see the sun walking on water as well. The sun at 12 noon, the Most High. The sun is called the Most High at 12 noon. The reason being that we have 12 hours of the day and 12 hours of the night. During 12 o'clock noon, or in every morning, the sun arises 6 o'clock a.m. Then 12 o'clock noon, the sun goes to the northern hemisphere. When the sun now travels to the northern hemisphere, the sun now becomes what? The Most High, the highest point, or in the astrological cycle, we say what? The Father has gone to what? The Lion of Judah. Okay? Or the Father is the Lion of Judah, which is what? The sun. Because the sun, when it goes into the what? Constellation of Leo at 12 o'clock noon, we call the sun as what? The Lion of Judah. It's not Jesus. So in every 12 o'clock of the day, when it is 12 o'clock noon, the sun now goes to the most highest part of what? The heavens. And we say the sun is the Most High. It's not Jesus or Jesus or Jesus or that man who's coming to save you. We are continuing. The sun is born by a virgin. As we are celebrating what? Spring equinox, or we celebrated spring equinox on 21st March. In every 21st March, the sun is born. In the astrological cycle, we have a what? Astrological, we have what? Virgo as what? An astrological sign. In every spring equinox, the sun is born in Virgo. And Virgo is symbolized as what? The feminine energy within what? The zodiac sign. So in every spring equinox, the sun is being born by what? The virgin, or by Virgo. That is why they said Jesus was born by a virgin. Indirectly, on spring equinox, 21st March, the sun is being born in the constellation of what? Virgo, whereby Virgo symbolizes the holy woman or the virtuous woman in the what? Zodiac signs. The sun dies for 3 days. When they say Jesus died for 3 days, it's not Jesus, it's the sun, the sun, or Usa, or Hiru. The sun dies for 3 days. That is 21st December, when the sun goes to the lowest hemisphere. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, the sun does not move. But 25th, the sun moves 1 degree to the northern hemisphere. That is why they said that what Jesus died for 3 days. It's the sun, the sun. Spring equinox. That is why they said Jesus resurrected Lazarus. Lazarus was a friend to Jesus, and Lazarus died. The family of Lazarus went to Jesus, and they told to Jesus, if you had been here, our son would have not been dead. Okay, and Jesus went to Lazarus and rise up what? Lazarus. And Lazarus was in the bandages. This is deep. It's also talking about what? The sun. Okay, it's talking about the sun. On every winter solstice, the sun goes to the lowest hemisphere. All life, the seed that brings life as seedlings, they go to death. But in every spring equinox, when there is spring, or when spring cometh, like how life has spring like this, the seeds, seeds, which are the seeds that we get the seedlings from, after it has rained on Mother Earth, they now come out from their coat. So you can see the maize coming out within the coat, the granite within the coat. Okay, you can see the seeds coming out from what? The Mother Earth, or coming out from Mother Earth in their coat. So they offspring. Off means death, and spring means what? To rise. So offspring means a newborn. So when I give birth, I can say this is my offspring. Okay. So in every spring equinox, when there is life coming forth, the seeds which were embedded in Mother Earth at winter solstice, when it rains on it, we call something what? Dormancy period in science. It ferments, it now comes out with the coat upwards, or what? Beneath Mother Earth. Then we say what? Jesus has resurrected Lazarus with bandages, which represent the sun giving forth to life, whereby all the seeds which were in Mother Earth, which were dead, now arises or spring or sprout to bring what? Forth life. That is why we say Jesus resurrected what? Lazarus, and Lazarus was in bandages. It's talking about the seeds which were embedded in Mother Earth after winter solstice. Now they sprouting onto Mother Earth, giving us what? Life. And in ancient Egypt, when Hiru rises what? El Osiris. That is when Hiru gave birth, or when Hiru incarnates, or what? Chants to bring forth life of what? Usa. And it was called what? El Osiris. That is why they call it what? Lazarus. Okay. Christians are not following the rare theory. Christians are lost. I'm here to open the truth to my people. That is why I'm opening my spiritual center. If I open the spiritual center, I will decode the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I know all. Okay? Yes. Because if you go to Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5, Solomon said, I am black, but I'm handsome. If you come into the Akan dialect, Solomon said, Mibri anase mi yo obribrini nanso me ho ye fe. Meaning, I am dark, I am black, I am melanin, but I am handsome. If you go to Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 10, it's talking about the black people. Okay, I know the Bible from A to Z. Do you understand? Pastors are just taking your money. Use your money to build your life. Use your money to help the people who are pushing truth. Use your money to build your family. Don't pay money or tithes to so-called pastors. They are liars. There is no magic in church. There is nothing in church. Church is slavery. Okay. Okay, let's go to the last point, then we close. 12 disciples of Jesus. Jesus was having 12 disciples as in their story that they gave to us. If you look into the year, we have 12 months within the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It is 12 what? Months. Jesus was also having what? 12 disciples. The 12 disciples of Jesus represent the 12 months of the year. And Jesus himself, who was what? The Son, the S-U-N, is what? The S-U, Jesus, who was the Son, is what? The Son. In every year, we have 12 months of the year, and within the year, it is the Son, which give us every day, which give us what? Every week, which give us days, which give us months, which give us dynasties. Okay, so the Son moves across what? The 12 months of the year. So the Son is having the 12 disciples. So the Son, the S-U-N, is what? So-called metamorphically Jesus. So the S-U-N, who is the Son, is the Son which have what? 12 disciples, and they are following what? Him. And the 12 disciples also, to go into the astrological cycle, we have what? The 12 zodiac signs. Do you understand? And when you go into the what? Jesus mythology, during the Last Supper, when Jesus was having the Last Supper with his people, the 12 disciples, Jesus sitting in the middle and the 12 disciples around him. And they were grouped into 4 groups. And every group was what? With what? 3 members. That is why in every month or in every season of the year, we have the 4 seasons. The 4 seasons represent the 4 groups of the disciples. Okay? And the 4 seasons, we have 3 months intervals for every season. After winter solstice is 21st December. January, February, March, that is the 3 months interval. We have spring equinox. Okay, that is 21st March. After 21st March, we have 3 months interval. Okay, that is April, May, June. 3 months interval. Okay. After 21st June 2, we have another 3 months to autumn equinox. Then after autumn equinox 2, we have another 3 months. Which represent what? The 12 disciples of Jesus being grouped into 4 groups as the 4 what? Seasons. And every group is contained with what? 3 members as what? The disciples. And Jesus, as they told you, dies on the cross. It is the Son that shares its energy within the year, moving across the 4 seasons of the year. That is why we say the Son dies on the cross. The Son dies on the cross because in every year, it is the Son that moves across what? The 4 seasons: autumn, winter, spring, and summer, giving us what? The 4 seasons, or the 4 cardinal points, or Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or the 4 elements of nature: air, fire, water, and earth. Okay, these whites and their offsprings are so smart that in everything of our cosmology, as the Sun, which is Usa, giving birth to the newborn son Hiru, they change everything to represent what? Saturn. And Jesus never existed. J was not in the alphabet of ancient Egyptians. If you go into the hieroglyphics, J was not in the alphabet. Where is Jesus taken from? Or where was what? Jesus coming from? So please, my fellow Africans, my fellow melanated people, my fellow conscious people, if you are here, I salute you. I salute everyone who came here for the truth. Okay? Please, you can support me because I'm embarking on a spiritual journey or in a spiritual center. I will not talk much. Okay? Because you can talk. If someone wants to donate, he will donate freely. We don't force anyone to donate. It touches the heart. And for me, I'm here for the truth to my people. Okay? I'm in for the truth to my people. I know the Bible. Okay? Me, I know the Bible more than how it has been what explained to you. Church is nothing. You are wasting your money at church. Gaba, 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 gaba. It doesn't solve any problem. Okay? Gaba, gaba, fire, fire, fire. Since aeons, someone have prayed fire, 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 fire. This fire has not been able to kill Satan. Long time. Satan continues to exist. Some people even say that they crap and their hands turns fire, and it goes to the water to burn mama water. Mama water, Mami water is the creator or the creatress of this universe. The great supreme being is water. The great supreme being initiates itself as what? Primordial feminine and what? Masculine energy as water. So how can you clap and your hand will turn fire to go and burn the great supreme being? The one who gave birth to you. You are going to burn the one who gave birth to you. The one who gave birth to nature. Because your mind has been turned upside down. Christianity is slavery, my fellow Africans. Please, people say I am a racist. I'm not a racist. Okay? But I'm here to open the truth to my conscious being. When I was a slave to this Christian agenda, okay, it was so damn. Do you understand? It was so damn. That is why I say I will say no to slavery. Or I'll say no to mental slavery. Let me salute some of my people, okay? So the stories of Hiru, Usa, Isis, Osiris is talking about what? The movement of the sun in the astrological what sign. Revelation chapter 12. I saw a great wonder in heavens. The woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. The woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet is talking about what? Mother Nature, whereby the sun shines and gives life every day, and the moon comes in darkness. That is why they say the moon was under her feet, and the sun, she was clothed with the sun, and upon her hair is 12 stars. It's talking about what? The stars which appears every night in the dark constellations, in the heavens, the firmament. I love everyone. Please, if you want to donate, inbox me in my messenger. Okay, go to messenger, inbox me. Then you support our agenda. I'm here to open a spiritual center, a place that I can get freedom to open the truth to my people. As Credo Mutual was able to open the truth to our people. As what? Jordan Maswell, as Odrafo Kwesi Peter Ra. Do you understand? They are all giving the truth. As Peter, okay, and all those people. Peter is not talking about Peter in the Bible. We have I have a guy who called Peter. Okay, he's also giving truth. Do you understand? As the knowledge of the forever time, but a lot of people. So I'm here. Shout out to Nima Farah. Nima Farah, shout out to you wherever that you are. Elsie Zuki, shout out to you wherever that you are. Tina Araba Stone, shout out to you wherever that you are. Lydia Abankwa, shout out to you wherever that you are. Bushrod, shout out to you wherever that you are. Osana Kwame, shout out to you wherever that you are. Miss Danila, shout out to you wherever that you are. SK Sigiwiki, shout out to you wherever that you are. Linda Mendia, Maati Kaita, shout out to you wherever that you are. David Apia, I salute you. Please, I salute everyone. The people who are many over here. Ajua A. Mensa Amankwa, shout out to you wherever that you are. Tinaraba Stone, yes, I've mentioned your name. Ni Ofe, Ibonunli, Sian, Terence, Cruz Matthew, okay, and linear or line ranking staff. Please, the members are many. Okay, this is your evangelist Nana Efia Biriba Kofi. I continue to live in truth. You cannot kill me. No one can kill me. I don't fear police. I don't fear soldier. I don't fear death.